Hello, hi, and welcome to Empathic Fire. I am your reader, Jay. These are going to be general messages for the sign of Aquarius in June 2021. What's going on, Aquarius? How are you guys doing? I hope you all are doing well. Friends, welcome to June. Wherever you are in the world, I hope you are safe, happy, healthy, and secure. Continue to take very good care of yourselves and those that you know and love. Aquarius, anything you want from me, it's in the description box down below. Timestamp is down there. Information on how to purchase a personal reading with me is down there. And if you want to follow me on Instagram, I give you a link for that down below as well. As you see, a card fell. Well, not fell, but slid to the table. So we're going to see what it was as I was shuffling your deck, the Two of Swords. So some of you could be at a decision point, a very significant decision point in your life, and you may be wanting to avoid making that decision or avoid facing facts is what they're giving me. So there could be something that's kind of plain to see, or you feel it. If you don't see it, you feel something in your bones, in your soul, that's really driving you to move one way versus the other, or to finally, again, face the facts of a situation. But you or someone you're dealing with could be very avoidant of that at this time. Take it with a grain of salt. Maybe it plays into your story that's down here on the board. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know. But that's the start of your reading. We're going to expand on it a little bit later with the rest of the deck and talk about the bottom of the deck as your overall energy. But to start, you guys have Hierophant. Haven't seen that one all month. Queen of Cups in reverse. She's been making an appearance. And the Page of Wands. So, Hierophant, Major Arcana for Taurus. Queen of Cups, Major Arcana, not Major Arcana, Water sign energy, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, and Page of Wands, Fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Could be dealing with any of those signs. You don't have to be, though. Okay? So, I mean, on its face, I'm feeling like this could have historical relevance to your childhood. Aquarius, if you're around children now, this could be what those children are experiencing. If you're a parent to children specifically, this could be how you are being perceived by your own children. But what I'm sensing here is, I mean, look at the visual of this. I'm going to turn this card in the uprights just so you can see it. Look at the visual of this. You have the old TV set there with the Hierophant card. You've got this matronly figure, could be a mother, could be an aunt, could be a grandmother, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a female, but you have an adult person who's in pride of place as a queen, but then very much, tending to the cocktail, right? And then you've got the Page of Wands, looks a little mischievous, looks a little kind of, on his own, and he's playing by himself. He's playing make-believe, like, that's not a horse or even like one of those little rocking horses that they used to have back in the day. It's a damn mop with a horse head on it. So this person, this child in this particular depiction is having to be creative and lives in like a fantasy or something. So what is jumping out at me here, whether it be your present moment or something historical from your childhood, or again, the childhood of someone around you, a significant friend, a partner, whatever. What I'm sensing here is absentee parenting, a mother or father figure. Again, it doesn't have to be a female, but somebody who is or was in pride of place as the adult in the situation, the authority coming through with the Hierophant energy. Hierophant is very much, the authority, what is shall always be, very much rote and regimented and very much prescriptive, yes? And I feel like somebody here is out to lunch or was out to lunch, and we have a child or a younger person or someone who's developing, or just someone who, someone who's developing. They're left up to their own devices. So that I could have just described your childhood in a nutshell. Again, it could be of someone that you're dealing with, but I feel as though there's kind of excuses made with the Queen of Cups and the Hierophant energy. There's like rhyme and reason put forth and explained to the Page of Wands, and it's sort of like a bunch of horse shit, a bunch of excuses. How come this didn't happen? Oh, mommy's tired, sweetie. No, mommy's a lush. And I'm not trying to be argumentative or be disrespectful in type of way, but like that's sort of the energy. Because again, most people who are watching this channel, you're not children. All of my analytics revealed to me that at least the account holders for everyone who's watching my channel is 18 and above. So again, I'm talking about something that in many of your cases has already transpired, and you're an adult person still dealing with your childhood issues with this Page of Wands and this Queen of Cups dynamic. And it's not me trying to disrespect your parents. It's not me trying to say they are or they were any type of way, but like this is the feeling that's coming through is absentee parenting, making excuses for reasons of bad behavior, reasons for not showing up at pivotal moments in development, or still behaving this way as an adult. Because like I just mentioned, nobody here is under the age of 18. So you are possibly still being treated as if you're a little boy, a little girl, when you're well into your 20s, well into your 30s, well into your 40s with your parents. And there's still like this because I said so kind of mentality or argument or basis of reason that someone is giving. And that, I guess, is quite normal, but in my estimation, and this is how I've been for a good portion of my life, I don't subscribe to that personally. You know, Jay the person does not believe in that, because at some point, not that I or anyone stops being anyone else's child, but at some point I become an adult. You know, 20 years ago, I couldn't say or do many things that now, being in my, you know, whatever age I am, all right? I'm not, anyway, you know, it's a different type of human I have become, right? And it's not to put all the blame on the parental figure in the situation, whether it's you, whether it's your parents, whether it's somebody else's parents, I don't know. But there is sort of like this dynamic that doesn't allow someone to grow up. That's codependence, that's conditioning, that's limited self-belief. If you're not challenging it, you just accept it, that's limited self-belief, right? And I don't know. I'm a little distraught about this because, well, what came out? The Two of Swords. If you clicked into the timestamp, you missed possibly the explanation of the Two of Swords that fell to the table before we started. What did I say there? Someone is not wanting to face facts, or you're at a pivotal point of making a choice and you might not want to. The Two of Swords is very guarded. The Two of Swords is very avoidant. The Two of Swords is very much, I don't want to get into any type of adversarial energy. And the Page of Wands, like I said, just based on how he's illustrated here, is living in a land of make-believe. I'm assuming playing cowboys and Indians. Sorry for the phrasing there, but that's what it was called, right? Playing cowboys and Indians, possibly wanting to be interesting. Like someone might be find it challenging to be the hero in their own life, the hero in their own story. Because I mean, this guy's dressed up like a cowboy, and again, you know, back in the day, cowboys and Indians, the Indians were the bad guys, and the cowboys were the good guys. We know that in many cases the opposite was true, but there's like this wanting, and there's this desire, there's this I want to believe that I can overcome the situation. But again, this energy shows up as a page. And again, I'm not talking to a bunch of fifth graders here. I'm talking to adults. I'm talking to people who have some semblance or some sense of what, quote unquote, the real world is like. Now, I'm not going to specifically clarify the Queen of Cups. For some of you, this person is not even around anymore. I mean, I did say absentee parenting, so maybe they were never around to begin with, but this person like legit might not be in your everyday life anymore, but they still factor into your present moment. Meaning you, I don't want to say stuck, although Two of Swords can talk about being stuck. It feels like, again, we relive a lot of our past hurt, a lot of our past disappointment, a lot of the past challenges where we had no power, where we had no agency, and someone who was our caretaker, whether it be the parent, could be an older brother, older sister, could be a neighborhood friend, could be a teacher, could be anybody. And this person, for whatever reason, in whatever context, to whatever specificity, really did a bad job at helping someone develop, at being a caretaker, at being an educator, a teacher, someone to help nurture someone. They did a bad job. Straight up. did a bad job. Because Queen of Cups in reverse can be a very self-indulgent energy, can be a very emotionally distraught or volatile energy, can be an energy that says nothing else matters in this moment but what I feel and what I want. And again, that's that self-indulgence. So very selfish energy, perhaps. Let's see what else is going on, Aquarius. My gosh. What else is happening here for Aquarius? Give me more information here. Hierophant also, quickly before we move on, can represent systems in our life that go unchecked or go with unchecked authority. Let's say it that way. So like government, schools, can also be sometimes very much religion. Also sometimes, God, what was I going to say? Medicine, things like that. So like this presumed authority or this presumed correctness is here. Again, I think it's more about the hierarchies we have in life, parent to child, older to younger sibling, boss to employee, things like that in our societies, where we default to the more senior person because they're allegedly the right one to make decisions, or they have the rhyme and the reason, therefore they need not be questioned. Ugh. And Aquarius, many of you naturally are like not about that, because Aquarius is revolutionary energy. It's very much rebellious energy. 11th house is not about it's definitely not whatever it is, it should just stay this way forever. Hell no. Aquarius is like, nah, things need to be changing around here, you know? So let's see what else is going on for you guys, please. What else is happening for Aquarius? Show me more in the situation for Aquarius. Give me more information and insight into this message for Aquarius. Please show me. All right. That's been coming out a lot this month. Okay, bottom of the deck is the overall energy. And I left it in side position. We'll see. All right, so Knight of Swords and Five of Pentacles. Okay, so listen. The Three of Swords. It just started playing in my head, that Bon Jovi song, Living on a Prayer, but the part, whoa, we're halfway there, whoa, living on a prayer, you know. So that's going to remain in the side position for you guys. Anyway, Knight of Swords, Three of Swords, and Five of Pentacles. Knight of Swords, air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So contextually, relating back to the Queen of Cups character, whoever it is, this person might be or was a bad boy, bad girl. Knight of Swords. Could have ran the streets, could have been living on the wrong side of the tracks, in with the wrong crowd, all the cliches that would explain why they show up looking like they're a part of a greaser biker gang. You know what I mean? So for some, the explanation, I suppose, is that someone just made a habit out of being a rebel, made a habit or very much is aligned with this energy that cannot be contained, a person who can't be told what to do, a person who doesn't live by the rules, lives by their own set of rules, doesn't follow the beat of the drum, but ironically relies on the rules and the regulations. So it's like, do as I say, not as I do. That whole thing, right? Do what I tell you to do. Don't do what I, don't replicate me. And that's kind of, it's hypocritical. At the very least, it's hypocritical. It speaks to a very complex personality, somebody who has their own issues, nobody on this earth is perfect anyway, but it's showing me a person who follows the rules or relies on, points to the rules, and it's at their convenience. they conveniently act like an adult or act like an authority figure when it suits them. When it comes to carrying responsibility, being held accountable, that's when they rev up their little motorcycle and skedaddle out of town. Now, this, again, struck me as being about childhood, your childhood, someone that you know, whomever. For others, this is partners that you have, friends in your life, lovers in your life, whomever, your cohorts. Nobody's younger or older. Nobody has, outranks the other in a hierarchy. It's just how you and your brother and your sister or your friends get along. And regardless of who it is and how the dynamic connects, the bridging point is this Three of Swords in the side position. Halfway there. We're halfway through possibly healing some type of broken heart. We're halfway through getting over some type of disappointment, or we're halfway through experiencing it. Meaning, there's more bullshit to come for some of you that with this person. They're not changing. Two of Swords, you're possibly not changing or wanting to open up and look at choices to be made. They could be exhibiting similar behaviors or in the same headspace, yeah? And so there is a potential for some of you to have continual ruin, continual upset, continual disappointment with this person. Some of you, for whatever reason, you might have financial entanglements with this person, Five of Pentacles, so you're going to continue to lose money as you deal with them. You might be bailing somebody out of jail on like a quarterly basis. You might be paying somebody's rent, paying somebody's bills. And going back to that dynamic of parent and child, you could have had, again, an absentee mom or dad and a child who had to, the coping mechanism is some fantasy of, I'm the hero in this situation. Oh my God, what's that called? Savior syndrome or rescuer syndrome or something like that. Oh, I'm not phrasing it right. But that's one of the markers of a codependent relationship. Savior complex, right? So if you have a mom or a dad who's passed out on the couch drunk or doing whatever, not really doing it right, whatever we mean when we say that, not raising their children in a right manner, you have a child who, for whatever reason, they have been conditioned into becoming the savior. So they take on a job at 14 years old and they start paying the rent when they're 19 years old. And then they're the ones who are getting their younger brothers up and ready for school when they're 16 years old. Do you get me? Like, that story is so common that you have a plethora of people who stay in that context or stay in that mindset, and they carry that over into their friendships, into their committed relationships and their marriages, and then they carry it over into their relationship with their children. So there's a lot of connectivity here over what someone has experienced in one particular relationship of their life, and it replicates, or it's like replicating. It's showing up in other relationships. And the fantasy, again, is like, I'm some big hero. When, essentially, someone was robbed of their childhood. It's very interesting. Five of Pentacles. So, whoever we're talking about, you regularly deal with one person or several people who disappoint you, who break your heart, who abandon you. Again, absentee parenting things. Knight of Swords, cannot be kept, cannot be bound, does not answer to anyone. So you regularly have people leave your life. You have possibly regularly people coming back into your life. Hence the Three of Swords, again, is in the side position. It's neither on or off. It's teetering in the middle. Overall energy. Yeah, Knight of Wands back there. Interesting. Overall energy is the Four of Pentacles. So Somebody's in a defensive position or a protective position for themselves. For some of you, it's straight up over your finances. It's straight up over your material life, how and where you place value in your life. So maybe it's not about money. Maybe it's about time. Maybe it's not about money or time. Maybe it's about, property that you own. So somebody rolls into town and they ring you up. Hey, Aquarius, it's me, your good friend Knight of Swords. Can I come crash on your couch? Can I come stay in your spare room? And you're like, nah. My Airbnb is shut down. You're not coming over here. You know what I mean? Four of Pentacles is very much a preserving energy. We want to make sure we don't lose any more than we're losing. And at the same time, we don't open ourselves up to gaining or increasing. So it's very much a stalemate pattern. It's very much a, let's just shut it down, pull the plug on this right now and, be not grateful, but kind of, count what we have or take account of what we have. So that could be why the Two of Swords came sliding out at the beginning of your reading. There could be like a lot of evaluation going on here. I don't see where and I don't see how. Maybe there needs to be, maybe the Two of Swords is, again, like I said that in the beginning, facing facts. Someone maybe hasn't really thought about everything that was discussed here in those terms and the connectivity of how something in childhood is replicated in other relationships throughout life. Maybe someone doesn't believe in that. Maybe somebody would prefer to ignore that. I don't know. But I don't see any quote unquote solution here. So good luck with it. Aquarius, that is your reading for June. If you like this reading, hit the like button. If you want to share how this reading resonated with you, feel free to drop a comment down below. I would love to read that. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel before, hit the subscribe button. That's what YouTube put it there for, yeah? Alright guys, I'll be back soon with your mid-June readings. If you want to get at me for a personal in the meantime, you can find out how to do so by looking in the description box below, okay? I almost called you Gemini, so maybe you guys are dealing with a Gemini. And they have been a trip recently. Oh my god. Anyway, Aquarius, thank you guys so much for watching. Take care. Bye.